Happy October, everybody. First day of October 2025. I am Dan Kuntz. This is Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Feels October-ish. Of course, the leaves haven't changed colors here in the lower elevations yet. But it's only 48 degrees. Relative humidity is about 75%. Our AQI right now as we speak at 7 o'clock on this Wednesday morning is 78, which is about where it was yesterday at this time, but it's trending in the wrong direction at midnight last night. As we began a new month, it was the air quality was about down to nothing. It was like 3 or 4 on the AQI scale, and now it's 78. It's going in the wrong direction. Could have some air quality issues later on today. We were expecting rain yesterday afternoon, last night, nary a drop. Didn't rain at all anywhere, which kind of is not good. They're going to get a little aggressive today because they'll have some decent visibility as far as water drops, retardant drops, whatever it is on the local fires. We'll get you a quick update on that in the news coming up. The weather forecast isn't looking too bad. We're supposed to get rain today, well, this afternoon, but again, we were supposed to yesterday and it didn't happen. We shall see, I guess. We don't control Mother Nature. She's in charge. News, yes, sports, with all due apologies to Andy Williams. The most wonderful time of the year isn't the holidays, it's the baseball playoffs, and they began yesterday. For the Mariners, of course, they just have to sit around and wait to find out who they're going to play. Their first game will be at T-Mobile Park on Saturday in the American League Division Series. In the meantime, they're having a scrimmage today at T-Mobile Park just to keep everybody in shape. Plus highlights of Wenatchee's victory over Eastmont in volleyball, and in the back half of the program during our conversation segment, our friend Mike Malman, regular contributor to this program. He is the Chief Hope Officer of Serve Wenatchee Valley. They're heading into the busy well, they're always busy. They're busier than ever now. We'll talk to Mike in the back half of the program. Don't miss that conversation. Tour time. See what the cameras show for us today. Not bad. You can see Birch and Badger Mountain, which, you know, is kind of a nice thing. But again, our air quality is trending in the wrong direction. It was all the way down to about 5 on the AQI scale about midnight last night. And then over the last 7 hours, it has trended up to 78. And they are expecting the air quality to deteriorate throughout the course of the day today. There's not a lot of wind, and there's still a lot of hot spots in the interior portions of the lower Sugarloaf and Labor Mountain fires. They're, of course, it's all about structure protection and containing the fire's spread, not so much fighting the fire in the middle of it. So that continues to burn, which is why they're telling us our air quality could get pretty bad by the end of the day today. Camera number 2. By the way, I'm getting sick and tired of saying that. I think that's the Cashmere area. We're looking towards the fire, the Labor Mountain fire there, which is off into the distance from one of our Cashmere cameras. I'm trying to figure out which one it is. It might be, I don't know which one it is. Anyway, good morning to the Cashmere area. That might be the Hay Canyon camera, come to think of it. I think it is. Good morning to Cashmere, who, by the way, has the worst air quality of everybody. Cashmere, you're at 113. Right now. That's unhealthy for sensitive groups. Our third camera up to Lake Wenatchee, the Bear Mountain camera. Chelan is good shape right now. You're at 31 on the AQI scale. We like that. Good morning to Lake Chelan as we look up towards Holden Village and Stehekin. Looks like they don't have quite the cloud cover that we have here in the Wenatchee Valley. Hopefully they'll get a little bit of rain too. Everybody needs rain. We're in this major drought, historic drought right now. And camera 4. Lake Wenatchee chimes in. See a little bit of haze there in the Lake Wenatchee area. Don't have the AQI right now. Well, here we do. It is 63 in that area, which is moderate. But again, everybody is supposed to see degrading air quality as the day progresses because some of those fuels are pretty dry still in the interior of the fires, and they're still burning. So we'll have to keep a close eye on that. It is the first day of October, so we do this if the first day of each month is on a broadcast day, and today is. Here is your monthly temperature outlook for the month of October. It came out yesterday afternoon from the Climate Prediction Center. Not a lot to talk about for your temperature outlook. They say we have about an equal chance of seeing below or above normal temperatures, so there you go. For most of the Pacific Northwest, they're just saying, well, normal. That is what it is. But as far as precipitation is concerned, that's another story altogether. They like our chances of seeing above normal precipitation. I'm all for that. We could a nice rainy October. I could live with that. in a big way. It would, one thing, tamper down the fires, and another thing, it would help alleviate the drought that we are in. We hope this pans out. That's the long-term forecast for temperature and precipitation for the month of October from the National Weather Service. That way, if you don't like the weather, you can blame the government. After a high of 72 yesterday, going to be cooler today with a high of 66. We'll see sunshine for most of the day until late in the day. We're going to cloud up, and they tell us about a 50% chance of showers. Not heavy rain, just showers. Now, again, we had a 60% chance of showers yesterday afternoon and last night, and that never happened. So take with that what you will. Overnight low tonight of about 48 with clear skies. Partly sunny Thursday, pretty stable. Again, might be a little smoky on Thursday. They think maybe the smokiest of all the time period in this forecast will probably be Thursday night into Friday. Hopefully Friday will be smoke-free. We got a big football game to broadcast. We've had 3 football games that we were supposed to broadcast be canceled so far this autumn because of air quality. They all had to be moved or canceled altogether. Keep your fingers crossed on that. Very nice early October weather, except we just need a lot of rain. So the early part of October looks high and dry. Our normal high this time of the year is about 70, so we're going to be slightly below normal throughout the forecast period after a very warm September. All right, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we have your headlines on this Wednesday. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCWLIFE channel.
There's no place like home, because home is where we're totally comfortable. It's where we can be ourselves and let our guards down. It's where we make memories, and we're always imagining new ways to keep it totally comfortable. Carrier, total comfort, totally happy.
Call Alpine Air Heating and Cooling today. Your comfort is their priority.
Hi, I'm Amanda Walden with A. Walden Insurance Group. Medicare can be overwhelming, but you don't have to figure it out alone. I've been helping people understand their Medicare options for over a decade. Medicare isn't a one-size-fits-all. I'll help you understand your coverage options so you can feel confident in your decisions. Let's find the right Medicare plan for you. Call me today or come and see me at my office located on South Chelan Avenue in Wenatchee between the YMCA and the Social Security office. I look forward to meeting you soon.
Tour Moses Lake just a gas tank away. With its abundance of outdoor activities, Moses Lake is a great place to visit. From fishing and boating to exploring the city's attractions, there is no shortage of things to do. Whether you're enjoying any one of the variety of restaurants with the family or an adventure-filled day with friends, Moses Lake has something for everyone. Tour moseslake.com and start your adventure today.
Fibercrete fireproof safety rooms can be the difference between life and death for you and your family. Typical fireproof safety rooms are 8x8 Fibercrete panels providing a solid sanctuary. Fibercrete safety rooms can be above ground, buried underground, or built within new home construction. Best of all, a safety room by Fibercrete is very affordable. Call 360-770-2088. You owe it to your family to find out more about Fibercrete safety rooms.
.48 degrees, a mixture of clouds and haze. It's only about 10 minutes past sunrise. Sunrise this morning was at 7 o'clock. 78 on the AQI scale. Air quality is expected to deteriorate throughout the course of the day today, but we do have some chance of some light rain late in the day. 9 minutes after the hour, after a 2-month suspension, federal funding for the program called CAMP, which is the College Assistant Migrant Program at Wenatchee Valley College, has been renewed. The college says funds were renewed in mid-September following notification from the United States Department of Education. In July, the college had to suspend the program because the federal funding was delayed. It was supposed to arrive on July 1st. It arrived in mid-September, so it's back on. The program supports students from migrant and seasonal farm worker families. It was supposed to be fully funded through 2029 with a $2.4 million grant. Since it was launched in 2009, the program has helped more than 850 students and was on track to serve 225 more from last year to the year 2029. The Washington State Patrol bomb squad had to dispose of a live hand grenade on Monday night after police say a 3-year-old boy found it. The Grant County Sheriff's Office says the boy found the grenade in his family's front yard in the 600 block of Willard Street. This was in Heartline. The bomb squad determined that the grenade was live and took it to a rural area north of town to dispose of it. Authorities say the grenade was of the type used during the Second World War and had been exposed to the elements for quite some time. It's unknown to the Sheriff's Office how exactly the grenade got there and the amount of time it had been there, but it's gone now. An Ephrata man was injured Monday on Highway 17 in Soap Lake when he T-boned a motorhome that allegedly failed to stop at a stop sign. The Washington State Patrol says it was about 4 o'clock when the southbound 2007 Imperial motorhome failed to stop and was struck by an eastbound 1996 Chevy Geotrack. Both vehicles were totaled. The driver of the motorhome, 71-year-old Cody D. Johnson of Soap Lake, was not hurt. The driver of the Chevy, 43-year-old Danny D. Rhodes of Ephrata, was transported to Cadillac Regional Medical Center in Richland for treatment of his injuries. His 17-year-old passenger was not injured. Grant County firefighters were called out in force on Monday for an above-ground diesel storage tank in flames on farm property near George. Look at that footage. The Sheriff's Office says the Grant County Fire District Number 3 was the lead agency. They were supported by 3 other departments. The fire was reported shortly after noon on Monday and involved a 4,000-gallon tank in the 3500 block of Adams Road South. Firefighters applied chemical foam, which helped bring the fire under control by about 2 p.m. The Sheriff's Office says the nearby farm residents and outbuildings were not damaged in the incident. Gordon Edgar retired at the end of June as Douglas County's chief prosecuting attorney. He had held that office for 6 years. In July, Douglas County Commissioners appointed Edgar's replacement, Sean Patrick Lewis, a longtime civil attorney who most recently worked for Chelan County and for the city of East Wenatchee. Lewis joined our own Jefferson Robbins recently for a sit-down conversation. He took over the Douglas County office on July 14th.
Prior to that, I had been with Chelan County for a year under Mr. Robert Sealby, who's the prosecuting attorney for Chelan County. And then prior to that, I was with East Wenatchee for 5 years doing prosecution and other activities over there. I've been an attorney for more than 20 years in different forms of law, but mostly civil law in the patent side. So I did everything mostly on the federal level, and that involved everything from litigation activities to preparing, processing patent applications and such.
And so up until about 6 years ago, you were mostly doing that legal work from California.
California, and I actually did some from Idaho as well. Prior to coming here, I was in Idaho.
And what brought you to the Wenatchee Valley?
We have family all over the state, and so Wenatchee's right in the middle, so it makes it easier to get around. We also have a very high affinity towards travel and things like that, and so we're close to Idaho. Idaho is a very wonderful place, as are other places in Washington, and so it just seems centrally located was the right thing to do.
What led you to seek out, because it was an application process, you sought out the office of Douglas County Prosecutor, you asked the commissioners for the appointment. What led you to make that career decision?
Well, I had been interfacing with the Douglas County Prosecuting Attorney's Office for quite some time because I know many people in the legal community around this area. And of course I knew Mr. Sealby, I knew Mr. Edgar, and many of their various staffs, and I'm very much interested in the subject matter. I got involved with a little bit of knowing about what the offices do, and I felt that I had something to contribute. And a lot of the things I bring to the table, I have a fresh perspective on. So I'm the outsider that's coming in, and so I have a fresh perspective that perhaps I can add different viewpoints to the conversation and perhaps enhance things a little bit that way. I also have a very analytical perspective, and so I kind of felt that that would benefit the office a little bit. Not that there wasn't analytical perspective in the past, I just bring a different approach.
Tell us about the prosecutor's office. I mean, from my perspective in the media, oftentimes we show up in court when there's a big criminal case.
Sure.
And there's a prosecutor or deputy prosecutor there leading that case on behalf of the state. But that's not all that the prosecutor's office does at the county level.
That's correct. At the county level, the prosecuting attorney's office is essentially the county attorney. So they do everything. They provide legal advice to all department heads, the auditor, the assessor, et cetera, the treasurer, everybody within the county. We also provide legal advice to the Board of County Commissioners, Human Resources, all that stuff. And so, of course, I'm essentially pointing out the things that people don't generally know about the office. We obviously have a big presence in the courts, as you had said. And so we have teams in various areas. We have prosecutors. We have victim witness people that help ensure that victims are heard and managed through the process carefully and comfortably. We have, of course, paralegals and administrators who help us prepare documents and file folders and things like that, and help us in many, many different ways.
And you will have deputy prosecutors not just at the Superior Court level where things like felony cases or major civil cases are heard. You're also working in district court. Sure.
District court as well as the juvenile courts that people don't generally know much about. The juvenile courts actually operate under the Superior Court, but that's typically, so there's adult felony and then there's juvenile court, which could become kind of a hybrid between district court and, it's operated under the Superior Court, but they might commit misdemeanors as well. And so those are adjudicated there as well. And district court, as you can tell, is DUIs, assaults, things like that, the lower level crimes, if you will.
Wenatchee Valley's ambassadors to the Misawa Sister City program arrived in Japan this week. They're starting their tour in Tokyo, and then they'll be traveling to other points in Japan. The delegation this year includes East Wenatchee Mayor Jerry Crawford and Wenatchee City Council members Travis Hornby and Top Roja Hostanine, as well as youth ambassadors from local schools. The Sister City relationship with Misawa sends an exchange of delegates each year. They come to see us during the Apple Blossom Festival. We go to see them in October, all of it, of course. The connection between the historic Pangborn-Herndon Trans-Pacific flight from Misawa to East Wenatchee in October of 1931. Quick update on the local fires. Lower Sugarloaf fire, 39,594 acres. Both fires grew yesterday, but really not very much. Lower Sugarloaf fire is almost 50% contained, but the Labor Mountain fire is still only 7% contained, and it grew to 35,362 acres. And there's now a level 1 advisory. That's the Be Alert advisory for the ridge lines just west of Wenatchee. Basically, from the summit of Mission Ridge to the north of that, there are no real structures anywhere near those areas, but that is the direction that the Labor Mountain fire is growing towards us. And as I mentioned before, they are expecting the air quality to deteriorate throughout the course of the day today, but they are going to be quite aggressive with the aerial attack as long as the weather provides cooperation. That's the news at 18 minutes after the hour. If you want to stay in the loop, watch the news tonight at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock, 5, 6, and 10. The NCWLIFE Evening News. Don't forget now, as you can see on your screen, we have expanded our reach. We're on Apple TV, we're on Roku. All you got to do is download the app and you're good to go. Same deal if you have the Amazon Fire app on your TV. You're good to go there. And of course, we stream, and our news will be on our YouTube page and our homepage right around 5 o'clock. News tips, send them to us. News at NCWLife.com. Baseball playoffs are underway. I'm a happy guy. Even though my Yankees lost, I still love the playoffs. Sports is next. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCWLife channel.
Craving fresh Asian comfort food? Steam Panda is Wenatchee's popular, family-friendly Asian restaurant. They focus on providing guests with delicious, healthy, fresh, and natural dishes for an affordable price. Warm up with one of their many popular house-made soup dumplings, ramen noodles, or pho dishes. And make sure to ask about their lunch and chef specials on sushi rolls. Steam Panda's Hawaiian poke bowl and salads are excellent with your favorite boba tea. Stop by or order online at Steam Panda today.
Caught in a conflict? Family, workplace, neighbor, business, housing disputes? Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center provides mediation services, a cost-effective and efficient way to provide a written resolution to disputes and issues. Plus, we offer mediation training and community education on conflict resolution and communication skills. Contact us to learn more.
Your favorite local channel is now available for free on your smart TV and connected streaming devices. Watch live programming and catch up with the latest shows on demand. See the local stories that matter to you. NCWLIFE, now on Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV.
After I got my new heat pump, my neighbor Greg was all like, I wish I could have one of those, but I don't have any ducts. So I just figured we'd share mine.
What is that?
Oh, hey neighbor.
It's like we're all his buddies.
Chelan PUD rebates make upgrading to a ductless heat pump affordable. That way your neighbor can stay...
Hello?
Well, your neighbor.
"21 minutes after the hour, the Major League Baseball playoffs underway. 3 close games and a blowout. Yesterday, Tariq Skubal tied Detroit's postseason record, 14 strikeouts. Tigers beat the Guardians 2-1 in Game 1 of their American League Wild Card Series. Seiya Suzuki and Carson Kelly hit back-to-back homers. That helped the Cubs beat the Padres 3-1 in Game 1 of their National League Wild Card Series. My Yankees loaded the bases with nobody out in the bottom of the 9th, and then we didn't score. Red Sox won 3-1 in that American League Wild Card Series, and Shohei Ohtani and Teoscar Hernandez each hit 2 home runs. Blake Snell struck out 9 over 7 strong innings. Dodgers beat the Reds 10-5 in that series last night. By the way, the teams that win the first game of the wild card round have an 18-2 record of winning the series. The same teams go at it again today at the same time as yesterday. Well, the Wenatchee Panther volleyball team improved to 5-0 in Big 9 play with a sweep of Eastmont last night. Claire Dominion had 9 kills, 4 aces. Riley Jones had 5 kills. No real problems there. Eric Granstrom had the call right here on the NCWLIFE channel.
Immersion with the service. She'll go with that dying quail again, and Wenatchee right there for the kill, and a point to the Panthers. Claire Immersion continues. Her jump serve, really tough to return again. Eastmont gets it back over. Up front it comes. Here's a set and the kill by Riley Jones, and that looked close. They're going to say, oh, it was touched. It went out, but it was touched on the line by a block attempt. Immersion, again, just a very tough serve. Eastmont finally gets it back across. Wenatchee now with the counter. Here's a kill attempt at the line, a block at the line. The ball falls on Eastmont's side after the block, and another point for Wenatchee. Brevin Lunster will now have the service, 3 away from winning this first set handily here tonight. Lunster's serve, back line, oh my, Ellie Gale there to get it. Here's a kill attempt. Boy, that was right in the face of a Panther. They just defend themselves, and now back on the Eastmont side, kill attempt, and it's in. Shelby Howe, another quality kill. It's Barry's serve. Cross court again. Magnuson is there, and again, Magnuson can't handle it. Goes out of bounds, and will be a point to Wenatchee. Panthers win the first set, 25-6. Lauren looks over, peeks at her coach for where Jordan McGregor would like it to go, and that will go as an ace. Beautiful serve for Waligorski. Falls right in front at the feet of Ellie Gale. Panthers will bring in a server here as Kenzie Murphy will come in. Senior will serve from the middle of the back line with her team up 10-4. Beautiful serve, another ace for Wenatchee. Service continues for Murphy here for the Panthers. And a nice idea by Eastmont as Abby Gale got up high, but Wenatchee right there with the counter. Back on the Wildcat side, cross court going with it. And Wenatchee there as they got some new bodies in. We'll get you names here in a second. A little tap at the net, a nice volley here. Immersion, and a kill up front and a point. It looks like Avery DeGeorgis got up there and got the point for the Wildcats. Barrow with the serve. Panthers are there. Panthers looking for the kill. They get it. And the kill this time up front, getting a big shove, was Becca Lamb. And it'll be a point and a set to Wenatchee. Panthers win set number 2, 25-11. As we have our first tie here in set number 3. Eastmont has not led tonight yet. Will they get the lead here? Oh, we got a whistle and a point, and they will take the lead for the first time. Murphy shaded to the left side. Dead serve crosses the net. Bennett flings it up in the air. A kill attempt is out. And Wenatchee will win the match here tonight to remain undefeated in Big 9 play.
I mean, we've been working a lot in practices on like where different blocks are, so that one of that line shot was a main shot we've been working on. So
how big is that to get a win? I know Eastmont's still trying to, get their program up and running and try to match up with you guys, but how fun is that to get a win against a Cross River rival?
Very fun. I mean, with all the people here, the future Panthers came, the big student section, any game, it's really fun. We have a lot of good supporters, so we'll take any win.
Her serving run in that first set is what got us our lead. There in that, set the tone, and that's what she does best. Call her Steady Eddie for a reason. So.
Is Riley Jones eventually going to jump out of this gym? I swear she's going to hit her head on the ceiling.
Oh, she's a workhorse. Her goal is to jump out of the gym. So.
And there's several times, especially tonight, and I've been pretty good about keeping Kate's name straight, but I kind of wanted to say Ava Jo a couple of times because she's a spark plug for you.
Yeah, I mean, that family just breeds great little volleyball players, and she looks a lot like her sister, so I don't blame you there, but she's doing fantastic for us in that lib jersey.
For the, by the way, for the rest of the volleyball scores, you can go to our website. Soccer scores from last night, they got them all in. Good for that. Of course, we got prep soccer tomorrow, or we don't have it, but what they did is they moved, it's Eastmont Wenatchee week all week long, so they moved the girls soccer game for Wenatchee at Eastmont to tonight. They were supposed to play last night, so they did volleyball last night. Tonight it is soccer. There's your prep girls soccer scoreboard from yesterday. Tonight the Panthers and the Wildcats will do battle at Eastmont at 7 o'clock, and then of course on Friday we got the big one, the Bridge of Sportsmanship game. It'll be a lot of fun. Wenatchee at Eastmont. Wenatchee, this will be Wenatchee's 6th game of the year, is that right? And they still haven't played a home game. We'll be there as long as Mother Nature cooperates. Pre-game is 6:30, kickoff at 7 o'clock, and those are just some of the games that people are playing. This may seem like we're repeating ourselves. Today is International Coffee Day. Now you think, wait a minute, didn't you just do Coffee Day? We did do Coffee Day just a few days ago, but it was National Coffee Day. Today is International Coffee Day, which gives me a chance to give you more fun facts about coffee, or Java, if you will. It is the second most traded commodity in the world. Only oil surpasses coffee. The first food to be dehydrated was coffee. 40% of the world's coffee is produced by Brazil. You probably heard about that. As you probably know, dark roast coffee has less caffeine than light roast coffee. The lighter the roast, the more caffeine in it. And in this country alone, 8 out of every 10 people consume some sort of caffeinated beverage every day. International Coffee Day today. It's October 1st. It's a day of firsts in Today in History. Happy birthday, Stanford University. Opened on this date in 1891. Its endowment is $36.5 billion. That's a lot. Very hard to get into Stanford. Only 4% of applicants are accepted to Stanford University, and the campus is huge. It's 13 square miles. It's one of the biggest campuses in the world. Stanford is 134 years old today. Happy birthday to the World Series. October 1st, 1903, 122 years ago today, the Pittsburgh Pirates defeat the Boston Pilgrims. Now the Red Sox 7-3 in the first game of the modern World Series as we know it today. Happy 94th birthday to the George Washington Bridge, opened on this date in 1931. It is the busiest bridge in the world. Over 104 million vehicles cross the George Washington Bridge every year. That's 300,000 vehicles a day. When they built it in 1931, they knew they would eventually have to do a lower deck, so they made the infrastructure capable of supporting a lower deck. They did that, by the way. Toll is $21 to drive over the George Washington Bridge from New Jersey to Manhattan. It doesn't cost you anything to drive the other way. Speaking of historic transportations, the Pennsylvania Turnpike opened on this date in 1940, the first superhighway in this country. The Pennsylvania Turnpike connects Pittsburgh and Philadelphia. It's 360 miles. It is a toll road, so it'll run you, if you want to do the whole 360 miles. If you have an easy pass, it runs you $53. If you don't have an easy pass, it'll run you $105. America's first superhighway. The Pennsylvania Turnpike is 85 years old today. The People's Republic of China is 76 years old today. Mao Zedong says, we are now a communist country. We have won our civil war. So celebrate that any way you want. 68 years ago today, on this date, 1957, In God We Trust first appeared on paper currency in this country, signed into law by President Eisenhower. 63 years ago today, October 1st, 1962, at NBC Studios in New York City, Johnny Carson takes over The Tonight Show, starring Johnny Carson. He would host it all the way until May of 1992. Johnny Carson began his long run 63 years ago today. I've been to both Disneyland and Disney World. Disney World blows them away. I went to Disney World when I was just a kid. I was like 10. It was fantastic. 54 years ago today, on this date, 1971, Walt Disney World opens near Orlando, Florida. And now, of course, it's one of the biggest campuses. I mean, it's got everything there now. But Walt Disney World is 54 years old today. And 43 years ago today, Sony launches the very first consumer compact disc player. There it is, the CDP 101. It's now a collector's item. What did it retail for in 1982? $730, which is $2,450 in today's money. About a year later, I bought my very first CD player. I still have it. It doesn't do anything. It just sits in a closet, but you know, it's kind of a sentimental thing. I bought my CD player and I was all excited and took it home, and then I realized I didn't have any CDs. Had to go back and buy those. We miss Jimmy Carter. Jimmy Carter died last November, of course, at the age of 100, the 39th president of the United States, the longest lived president, longest retired president, lived 40 years after his inauguration, the first president to get the age of 95, the first president to get to be 100 years old, and the first president to be born in a hospital. We miss Jimmy Carter, born 101 years ago today. Also born 101 years ago today, the 16th Chief Justice of the United States, William Rehnquist. I have great respect for his writing. Didn't agree with a lot of his opinions, but I always thought they were well reasoned. He died in 2005 at the age of 80. And happy 90th birthday to Julie Andrews. You absolutely should watch the movie, The Americanization of Emily. It's really good. It's Julie Andrews' favorite movie, and it was with James Gardner. It's a fantastic movie. Julie Andrews is 90 years old today. For Heat and Air, call Alpine Air. They are our platinum sponsor. For Heat and Air, call Alpine Air. Eventually, your HVAC system is going to switch from cooling your house to heating your house. It just doesn't do it on a dime. Make sure it's ready for the colder months ahead. Give Alpine Air a call. Maybe it's time for a brand new HVAC system anyway. They got rebates and all kinds of deals going on there. We're going to take a break. Got an opinion from Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and then Mike Malman, our good friend from Serve Wenatchee Valley, will visit us with a very important conversation. That's up next. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCWLIFE channel.
Hand off to Zielinski around the right side. Got away from one man, got away from two. Squirts between High school sports is back this fall on the NCWLIFE channel. Watch Eastmont, Wenatchee, and Cashmere games right here. Coverage is brought to you in part by our platinum supporter, Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. Also by Abby's Pizza, Apple Valley Honda, Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, Global Car Care, and Highlander Golf Course and Grill. Watch high school sports on your local TV station, the NCWLIFE channel.
It's the NCWLIFE Community Calendar, a presentation of Apple Valley Honda. The Taste of Pybus, the annual fundraiser for the Pybus Public Markets Charitable Foundation, is on Thursday, October 2nd. wine tasting, a complete dinner, a live auction, and more. Tickets at the Pybus website. 512, the Selena Experience comes to the America Performing Arts Center on October 10th. Relive the memories of Selena with the best tribute production to this legendary artist. Tickets can be had at the PAC box office or online. Foothills Magazine invites you to Eastern Washington's premier food and wine event, the Wenatchee Wine and Food Festival, Saturday, November 8th. Celebrate the region's best wines, savor delicious bites from top local chefs, and enjoy craft beer, cider, live entertainment, and more. All guests receive a keepsake wine glass, and our exclusive VIP experience offers even more to sip and savor. Tickets are limited. Get yours now at WenatcheeWineandFood.com.
Hey there folks, Blueberry Carrie here to invite you on out to experience Blueberry Hills. Of course, the food is fabulous, like our cheese blintz, our famous French dip, our legendary Eggs Benedict, and unforgettable burgers. But we're more than just great food. People come from all over the world to experience what's been called one of the best destination restaurants in the Pacific Northwest. So come on out and see what all the fuss is about. Blueberry Hills in Manson. It's where the world is coming to.
This is Mike Mad Dog McNaughty, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. Now, my musical tastes are pretty eclectic. While my fave genres are rock and the blues, I also have to admit that I do love the big band music of the 40s. Glenn Miller's In the Mood, Artie Shaw's Begin to Begin, that's great stuff. And however, I can't deny the legitimacy of rap music. Okay, I don't like it either, but I have to admit, if rap had been around when I was younger and my testosterone level was higher, I probably would have liked some of this stuff. So maybe while some current musical genres may not be to your or my taste, I think that I think rap music deserves some respect. Maybe. This is Mike Mad Dog McNaughty, and that's my opinion.
You trust the same doctor for your health and the same dentist for your smile. Trust Global Car Care to keep your vehicle running strong. We track your car's history so it gets the right care at the right time. With our 3-year, 36,000-mile warranty on parts and labor, you'll drive away with confidence. Global Car Care, your automotive experts. We service all makes and models, but specialize in Sprinter vans, Mercedes, Audi, Volkswagen, and BMW. Call or visit us today.
Welcome to Mountain Chick Floral, your go-to flower and plant shop in downtown Wenatchee. Explore their wide variety of unusual and fun plants. And when you buy a plant in a container, they'll pot it up for you absolutely free. Birthday or weddings, they'll create the perfect floral arrangement for you. Brighten up your office with fresh blooms delivered to your door or business. Ask about floral subscriptions. Visit Mountain Chick Floral today, where every occasion is a reason to celebrate with flowers.
Whether you're building from the ground up or transforming your space with a custom remodel, One Way Construction is your trusted partner in creating a home that's uniquely yours. Your dream home is just a call away. Schedule your free consultation and let's build something amazing together.
Now there are even more reasons to meet at the Pybus Market. Outdoor dining and tastings, the fabulous Farmers Market, Saturday artisans on the concourse, and your favorites all week long. No matter the reason, it's always time to meet at the Pybus Market. Pybus Market, where community meets.
Welcome back to the program. Mike Malman is the Chief Hope Officer of Serve Wenatchee Valley. Pastor Mike's been a regular guest on our program. You've reached out to me about 10 days ago, said, hey, I need you, buddy. Yeah. And I said, whatever, Mike. I mean, you have an open invitation to come visit. We have a number of things to talk about. First and foremost, as you know by now, the Lighthouse campus is closed. shut down for a little over a month now. Lighthouse Christian Ministries still exists. It's just that they're not doing what they used to be doing for many, many years at their location, South Wenatchee Avenue, and that has put an extra amount of stress, I guess. I don't know what's the best word to put it, or if it even is a good word, but it's a ripple. The stone was thrown into the pond, and the ripples have gone out, and it's affected your organization.
Yeah.
You knew it was coming. But
oh yeah, for sure. And the reality is, you know, with folks dealing with food insecurity, people that are struggling to put food on the table, they usually rely on a variety of services to make sure their families can be fed. SNAP, or what we used to call food stamps, is one of them. And then for most of them that are accessing food banks, it's not uncommon for them to access multiple food banks. And the Lighthouse was doing significant work with food boxes twice a week. They were distributing between 160 and 200 boxes a week out onto the street. Overall, that ministry was responsible for about 1 million pounds of food in our community on an annual basis. And so there's a void there now. We do see some crossover with clients with them, and so we're trying to think of creative ways we can increase the amount of food that we're getting into the hands of our clients and their former clients.
So how are people being referred? I mean, everybody knows Serve Wenatchee Valley exists. It's been around for 30 years, if not more. Is it a referral thing, or is it just you're seeing fresh faces walking in your office?
We're seeing fresh faces. Our intakes are up. Everybody that comes to us does an intake. They come in, and we're trying to identify, how we can specifically help them. We're primarily looking at household size and household income. But for folks that are dealing with food insecurity and this challenge of having enough food, they know where the resources are a lot of times. And people say, well, are you just causing problems by giving them food? Well, a significant number of our clients are senior adults on fixed incomes. And those are folks that are not going to go back into the workplace. They cannot go back into the workplace. And what they had when they retired was simply not enough. And then inflation has put a huge dent into that.
It's not just inflation for food, but it's the core items of food that people buy the most of that's gone sky high.
Yeah.
From just meat to eggs to any kind of poultry.
Proteins have been tough.
Proteins,
and we could use proteins right now. For anybody that has access to meat, Serve Wenatchee would like to hear from you. And those have been the high dollar value increases we've seen over the last year. And we all feel that when we go to the grocery store, but it hits those at a lower income, those that we would call working poor. That's the other big client base for us. These are folks that are working in lower income industries, working in seasonal industries, agriculture, processing, hospitality, and quite frankly, what they put on, what comes in through their paycheck is simply not enough to survive. Most of our clients are making, let's say for a family of four, probably $45,000 to $60,000 a year. For a family of four, when you back out rent and food, there's nothing really left for folks. It's not a livable wage in our community, which has become increasingly expensive, and so that is the challenge.
I had Alan Walker, Executive Director of the Chelan-Douglas Community Action Council, on my show. It's kind of weird how this kind of ties in together. And he said they notice a significant uptick in their services, specifically food, when the fruits and vegetables have been harvested, the trees have been pruned, and starting late December into January and February, boom, business gets busy. I suppose it's the same for you.
Same thing for us. Same thing, and that's the challenge, to have enough food in house to make sure we can meet demand. And
so you say you need to get creative to serve the people who you serve, and your client list is not getting smaller. What you have a board of directors, you have to kick around some ideas.
Well, we're looking at everything's on the table right now. From we give folks an algorithm. We're a market, and so when people come in, again, we check household size, household income. They receive points based on that algorithm that allows them to go shop in our market. So we've talked about increasing the amount of points people get, so that on a visit they can get more food. There's there's been some discussion. People can use, we really encourage people to use their points when they have them, not divided up over the month. We may have to limit it. We're just in preliminary discussions to 1 visit a month. They get all their points. They have to do it when they're there. That would allow us to open the market up to additional clients if we were to do that. We're evaluating our space needs right now. You know, we're in 2 separate locations. We have an office and market downtown. We have a warehouse at the south end of town, and we're looking at what we can do to perhaps increase our food distribution site and service and have a larger market. All those things are on the table right now, but what we do know is that demand is not currently decreasing. People look at our numbers and go, well, great, you helped so many more people this year than you helped 2 years ago. And that is a true thing, and people, that's so exciting. And as the executive director, my thought is, I wish it was going the other way. We don't want to be your choice grocery store. We want to be your grocery store of last resort. We want people to be, you know, gainfully employed, making enough income to support themselves. Our rental deposit assistance program, which is brand new, is already doing that. We've had some great outcomes from that. That's a really exciting thing because that's
You've talked about this, and for a brief recap, folks, there are people who can't afford an apartment. I mean, they can do it. They can. Mom and dad are working. They can make it. The hardest part is getting in on that damage deposit first and last months.
Yeah,
that's what eats up the paycheck, not necessarily the rent.
Well, think about it. You're making a wage that allows you to pay $1,400 a month. Maybe you're in transitional housing currently. You've gotten employed. Maybe you've been in sobriety housing like Oxford House, and you're healthy and you're living well. You have enough money to pay $1,400 a month, but they need last month, so all of a sudden it's $2,800 a month. They may have a $500 deposit. It's $3,200 a month. You can't do it. You cannot get in. You can pay the rent. You just can't pay the upfront costs. Well, we've been paying upfront costs for people. They've been getting in. We do follow-up interviews. We just did our first, since it's a new program. Our first recipient of this money is doing so well. One of the questions we ask in the follow-up interview is there any other way we can help you? And she goes, oh no, I'm actually saving money for the first time in my life and planning for my future. And my kids know what school they're going to, and a lot of our clients, that's all they need, this little nudge. It's costly. If people want to donate to it, reach out to me or go online. You can donate to our rental deposit assistance program. But it's a real solution in moving people out of temporary or emergency housing into a productive lifestyle.
So that people can donate specifically to that program.
Yes, absolutely.
For the people like myself, for instance, who just donates, just here's money, you have a little bit more discretion on where you want to put it, right?
Yeah, that would be discretionary funding, obviously.
Right.
Anything where people donate specifically to, that's where we spend it. We love people to give to our general fund because our general fund gives us flexibility on some months where food demand is higher. We can address that. Where we have additional housing needs, we can address that. So general fund giving is always the most flexible. It allows us to be nimble. It allows us to address things, you know, as they come up.
What's the ratio of people, I don't want to say, I guess graduate is the right word, the people who just, they needed to serve Wenatchee Valley for just a little bit, 3 or 4 months, had a tough go of it. Tommy broke his elbow, we had to pay that, and so they come to you, you help them out, and then they move out of your organization because you helped them when you needed them, and now they got their feet on the ground, as opposed to the new people who come in.
We have a significant number of clients that, I don't know the exact number, but we have a significant number of clients that use us for a couple months, then don't use us again. We are a good emergency stopgap organization where somebody is in this window of crisis and we're able to come in and help them in a variety of ways. There are people we help with both food and rent. We provide them with furniture when they can get it, and a lot of those people become productive players in our community. I talked to a banker recently who's a manager at one of the local bank branches, grew up in the Valley, and he said that Serve Wenatchee changed his family's life. And whenever he hears Serve Wenatchee, there's a guy that's in banking now, he says, those are people that gave me this hand up to get out of the situation our family was in when I was younger.
Make a Difference Day is coming up. I don't know what it is about the Wenatchee Valley that makes us so good at doing Make a Difference Day.
Yeah.
We are good at it.
Yeah.
We've won national awards. You guys are involved once again. Same thing you guys have been doing for many, many Octobers now.
It is, and now that you're part of Reach NCW and that organization with the world, you're one of our partners.
Yes, we are.
And that's coming up on October 25th, Albertsons parking lot, 10 to 2. That's a great program for us. I really like our Coats program, Coats for Kids program, because right now my staff is reaching out to all of the schools in Eastmont, Wenatchee, and Aranda, since they fall under our umbrella, talking to faculty on site saying, how many winter jackets do you anticipate needing this year for kids that do not have jackets? They respond with a number, and then it is our goal to go out and fill that need. And we've seen an increase there. It's a couple of interesting trends with Coats for Kids. Number one, 2 years ago we had requests for about 900 jackets. Last year it went to 1,100.
Even though the enrollment has actually been declining a little bit in those 3 school districts you mentioned.
Yeah.
How does that make sense?
Well, I would think that, a lot of kids that are leaving the school districts for private schools are able to get jackets. Right. Kids that are in public schools are going to be lower income than those that have left. So I don't know the exact reason. We trust and we lean into the people on site. I can tell you that last year, one of the things we have seen is a slight downtick in the number of people that are bringing coats to the collection day on October 25th at Albertsons. That's gone down a little bit every year. Last year we got just under 700 jackets, so we had to buy several hundred more. But the good news is in that same time span when the amount of jackets donated has slightly decreased, cash donations have increased almost exponentially. KRCI Construction here locally just gave us $5,000 towards purchasing jackets. Our goal is $10,000, so we're halfway there with several weeks to go, and so we're pretty confident that we'll be able to meet the needs. The other thing I would say about Coats for Kids, everybody, this is K through 12, right? And everybody goes out and wants to get the little cute kids jackets, and get
which they outgrow in
a 6-year-old girl jacket, and we need those jackets.
Yeah.
But what a lot of people forget is if you have quality, gently used adult jackets around your house, we need those too, because a lot of most high schoolers and some middle schoolers actually wear adult-sized jackets. So if you're thinking this is a kids coat drive, we don't need have any use for these adult jackets. We need those adult jackets. Bring them on down.
That's the biggest need.
Yeah.
That's on that particular day, so October 25th, I'm out of town or whatever, but I want to help you out. Can they just run and by your place? Or
right now they can take
drop-off locations.
They can take it both to the Wenatchee World and they can take it to Apple Valley Honda right now if they've got jackets right now up until the event. The other thing is if they don't, one of the things we're finding is people don't want to go out and buy jackets, but they'd like us to buy some jackets. We can get discounts at bulk. You can hop on our Coats for Kids page and donate specifically there for that.
Apple Valley Honda's been a partner with this particular event forever, I think.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They've been great to us. Todd and his team over there, fantastic.
What else is coming up in the hopper while I have you here, Pastor Mike? The big thing was Coats, the Coats for Kids thing on the 25th of October. You're kind of ramping into the holidays now. You got some stuff happening, the usual deal.
We do, Numerica, who does so much in the Valley, Performing Arts Center, all these other things. Numerica reached out to us, and there's a day of service for credit union employees, and they chose us as their charity. And so on October 16th, from 10 to 2 as well, they're going to be set up at multiple grocery stores across the Valley. Safeway, both Safeways, Albertsons, both grocery outlets, Fred Meyer, and we're doing a non-perishable food item donation drop-off that day from 10 to 2. So that could be a big one for us, and anything that gets donated, we don't have to buy. One of the things that I think people like to hear about Serve Wenatchee is that we are entirely locally supported. The money that comes to Serve Wenatchee is spent here. We do not currently get any government money. So this is Valley people serving Valley people, and that's what's so good about what we do.
And of course, by not taking government money, you don't have to worry about all of those strings. On the other hand, government ain't got no money to give away, so that would be, even if you even consider that with your board of directors, I don't think there's a check coming your way from a governmental agency to help you out. This is not going to happen.
Well, one thing, our rental deposit assistance program is a good example of not using government money, because a lot of their programs that assist with that, the delay on getting approved takes so long that rentals disappear, people don't get in. We, if you qualify, can get you into a rental extremely quickly because we're using private funds.
How's morale at the office? I mean, everybody has good days and bad days. Most people have good days, but still, I mean, is it a little taxing for yourself and your staff? Because you guys are working harder now than ever with what's going on.
That's a great question.
Are you guys doing good?
It's a great question. I have an amazing staff. Maricela, Kim, Shelley, Mike, they're fantastic. They love people, every one of them. They love serving people. They're looking at this current sort of increased time of demand as a challenge rather than as a burden. There's a lot of laughter in our office. We have 6 volunteers in our building every day managing our market. So every single day we've got a volunteer. That is a incredibly fun crew that simply Serve Wenatchee could not do the work without them. And so that's been, it's a fun environment, and it's become more fun, I think, in the last year and a half.
And I can attest to this. I was down at Mike's office, I don't know, a year and a half ago during regular business hours, and the way they handle people with respect and dignity that come through your door, that because they don't want to be there, you know, and you can read it, you can feel it in their body language and the way the talk says, well, I'm here because it was a rough June and I'm not going to be able to make things happen for July. Can you help me out? And they treat people with the basic human decency and respect that everybody deserves.
And that's overwhelmingly our client base. I mean, there's always the outlier that's there and has a sense of entitlement and feels like that does happen in this. It happens in all walks of life. But most of our clients are good people that just need a little nudge forward during a time in their life where they're going through a crisis.
I've said it before and I'll say it again. If you go to the Serve Wenatchee Valley website, there's a little button you click, a little icon, you fill out a little form, and they take whatever it is that you want out of your paycheck or out of your bank account, be it checking or savings, $20, $25 a month. You don't even know it's gone. And it goes just that little $20 a month from a person, which is like 2.5 cups of coffee, goes forever for you guys.
Small donuts are bread and butter, and you bring it up. You know, a cup of coffee, you got a latte now, it's $8. And that's been another inflation issue that's hit me directly. But you know, you have 3 coffees, $24 a month, $25 a month. Makes all, especially if it's monthly donors, because we can depend on it, we can plan for it. It is enormous to the work we do, and we really appreciate it.
Mike Malman, Chief Hope Officer of Serve Wenatchee Valley. I'll see you on the 25th.
I'll be there.
At the Albertsons parking lot. We'll see you there too as well, folks. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We'll be right back.
When you enjoy Abby's Pizza at your place, close your eyes and you can taste old-fashioned values, classic pizza parlor decor, and generations of tradition. Recreate that magic. Open your eyes and head to abbys.com. With pickup and delivery options, no matter where you dine, Abby's just tastes better. Here's a good-looking pizza, guaranteed to bring some smiles. And right now, it's on sale, so it's good for your wallet too. This giant is loaded with toppings and can feed up to 6 people. Order at abbys.com. Give us a call or just drop by. Only at Abby's Legendary Pizza.
Welcome to the Gilded Lily home, where something extraordinary is waiting for you. The Gilded Lily offers a unique collection of hand-selected, carefully curated items to help you celebrate all of life's special moments. From the budding chef to the home decorator to that very special occasion, there is an abundance of delightful gifts waiting for you. The Gilded Lily home, where you can step in for inspiration and leave with beautiful items to brighten any area of your home.
Now there are even more reasons to meet at the Pybus Market. Outdoor dining and tastings, the fabulous Farmers Market, Saturday artisans on the concourse, and your favorites all week long. No matter the reason, it's always time to meet at the Pybus Market. Pybus Market, where community meets.
It's still 48 degrees. That's where we were when we started the show an hour ago. Our high temperature is going to be a little bit below normal today, but let's talk about the AQI, which has not moved for the Wenatchee Valley since the show began. It's still right around 77 or 78. Here's the deal. We have about a 50% chance of some showers late in the afternoon. Now, the people who keep a close eye on these things, the experts say if those rains come, the AQI should stay below the unhealthy range, or the hazardous range, if you will. But if the rains don't come, and keep in mind we were supposed to get light rain yesterday afternoon and yesterday evening, and that didn't happen. If we don't get the expected rain this afternoon, the AQI could get pretty bad by late in the day, because there's still some very active hot spots in the interior parts of both the Lower Sugarloaf and the Labor Mountain fires. They're still burning, and of course they're concentrating mostly on structure protection and getting a containment line around it. The interior of the fire is still burning at a pretty good loop, so keep an eye on that. All right, here we go. A 50% chance of showers today, high of 66 degrees, 48 for the overnight low tonight. Chance of rain, nothing. On Thursday, could get smoky on Thursday night, they tell us, with an overnight low of about 46, and then sunny and dry right through the first weekend in October. It's hard to believe it's October. It's the last of the quarters as well. That's it for us. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.